With his tricorn Revolutionary War hat, a fife and drum corps, and muskets ready to fire, Eric Turkewitz was commanding a small army in New Rochelle on a stormy Sunday morning back in the fall.
You must be Eric.
In the shadow of the cottage where Thomas Paine lived, Paine, a powerful voice for independence from the British, hundreds gathered to brave the elements and run a race.
Welcome to New Rochelle!
But there was one big problem.
So Eric, there's a nor'easter coming.
Yes, there is.
A nor'easter was projected to hit New Rochelle on the day of the race. Facing the possibilities of canceling the race for the first time since COVID, Eric steeled himself for whatever Mother Nature had in store.
Right now, the forecasts were winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour, and that was not enough to cancel the race.
Eric Turkewitz is the founder and organizer of the Paine to Paine Half Marathon. Starting at Paine Cottage, it hopefully ends without too much pain at the finish line at New Rochelle High School.
35 minutes to gunshot. We will go off on time.
Eric is an unlikely race organizer. Not much of an athlete as a kid, by his 30s, he had never run a race.
I was about 30, 31. I'd go watch the marathon a couple times, and I'd see people running, and I was like, they don't look like runners. I was like, if they can do it, maybe I can do it.
With the determination that has made him a successful lawyer, he trained for a marathon.
When I was 34, 1994, I ran my first marathon, and it was a bit of redemption from a childhood spent being the last one picked for teams, and I finished a marathon. It was a big emotional lift.
He was hooked. But running on the streets was boring, so Eric took to running on backcountry trails where alluring forests and calming meadows beckoned.
I like when I'm running to go someplace that's interesting. More people will give up running due to boredom than anything else.
And there were lots of interesting trails in Westchester, but they were disconnected and passed through different municipalities.
One of my buddies had a first-generation GPS device, and we would go out together and he would make maps. We would run and it would map it.
The trails were a combination of Native American paths, discontinued railroad lines, and public works projects.
These trails have always existed, just nobody had put them together.
Eric had an idea: connect them and make a course. To maintain the trails, the New Rochelle lawyer made a case to city officials across Westchester to support the project.
And I told them, if you build it, people will run, right? If you build it, they will run.
And one big event would highlight just how many people would use them.
We had 50 people show up back in 2008, and it just kept going and going.
Last year, they had almost 700 people who finished the race.
This is tax money that is being well spent. And as a result, we have this huge necklace of trails maintained by different municipalities.
And so, with his necklace of trails and a course established, a cross-country race was born. Eric is a showman. He'll do anything to get people engaged, sometimes dressing up as a turkey, another time running a marathon with beer stops. His Paine to Paine t-shirts always proudly on display. But the tricorn hat that Thomas Paine himself wore is Eric's signature.
If you can use humor to keep them engaged, then you have succeeded.
A bit of history. New Rochelle's Thomas Paine authored a pamphlet called Common Sense and the American Crisis. One of his most famous quotes, "These are the times that try men's souls." The race would do the same, even when a stretch of trail once flooded.
This is not the Buttercup Classic. You're not going out for a little jaunt. It's 13 miles through the woods.
On that October morning, Eric was ready to do what he loves best. Like a general, he called for musket fire.
Dead. Fire!
And the start of the race. Although most of the runners are from Westchester, a large contingent come from New York City. Many come from far and wide.
We probably usually get between 15 and 20 states are represented.
The runners are a diverse crowd, with all ages, races, and abilities tackling the trails. Well into the 13-mile run, there were smiles and a can-do attitude. Of course, this is a race, and for some, coming in first is what it's all about. The winner in the female category was a Colorado woman who drove 30 hours through the night to hit the trail.
Race.
I like the hat. Yeah, styling. We should bring those into trail running more often. Like,
Yeah, I think
the
so.
Fulford Beautiful.
It wasn't Colorado Mountains.
No, but like, it's okay.
All right.
It's all different. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Little did Eric Turkewitz know when he moved to New Rochelle from New York City 25 years ago, this would be his fate. He loved what he found here and raised his 2 children in the New Rochelle school system.
New Rochelle presented a perfect balance of getting the most bang for your buck. It had a good school system, it was a diverse community, it's close to the city.
Organizing and running this race for the last 18 years is Eric's way to give back.
And so it's very rewarding to see all these people out there say, hey, I played a part in that. So that makes me feel good.
Mayor Yadira Ramos Herbert loves it.
It's an old school, community run, community vibes race. It's just a beautiful day for New Rochelle.
Beautiful. And what do you think of that Mr. Turkewitz up there?
He's amazing. I'm a big fan of Mr. Turkewitz. Thank God for his vision.
As they have always, Eric's wife Jane and their 2 children, Gracie and Ethan, were out on the morning of the race, helping any way they could.
That poor suffering wife, yes. Who has to deal with our 3rd child called Paine to Paine.
But for Jane Turkewitz, there is just one downside on the day of the race.
I don't particularly love when the race is on my birthday, which has been the case often. That's not fun, but you know, it's okay. It's just one day of the year that it's my birthday that he throws it on, but I still love the guy.
And this year, New Rochelle is returning the love by saluting Eric for conquering trails and opening up backcountry vistas to runners everywhere.
It was very nice of them to do that, especially since I finished at the high school. It was a big surprise, and it makes me feel good.
For his revolutionary vision, the man always in the winner's circle, please give a first-place round of applause to Eric Turkewitz, a 2026 New Rochelle Fund for Educational Excellence honoree.